This is the plaintiff, Michelle Lemieux. She says she stopped for a school bus that had the red lights and flag out, and a minute later she was slammed into by the defendant who was riding on a moped. Luckily, the man wasn't injured, and when she went over to talk to him, he told her he had just come from the medical marijuana dispenser. Bottom line, her car was damaged badly. She suffered a horrible injury to her labrum. The defendant refuses to pay, and she's suing for the $5,000 she owed. This is the defendant, Juan Lugo. He says the plaintiff was halfway in the bike lane when she just stopped short, and he didn't have enough time to stop, so he banged into her car. The woman wasn't injured. Now all of a sudden she's claiming she hurt her knee after the fact? Come on, this is a money grab. She wasn't hurt, and he's not paying. He's accused of a rear-ender.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant was on a moped and smashed into her car, and she thinks he was high. But the defendant says the plaintiff stopped short. It's the case of the moped that went to pot.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
Michelle Lemieux,
Yes.
you are suing Juan Lugo for $5,488.40 that you say you are out. Your statutory maximum in your state is $5,000. As a result of an accident that you say was his fault, correct?
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
I was on my way to work in the morning of October 5th, and it was approximately 8:30 in the morning. There was a bus stopped on the opposite side of the street.
Okay, come on over here and show me how it went down. Someone went through the trouble of building a school bus, so we're going to use it. Who's the red car?
The red car is a vehicle that was stopped in front of me.
Okay, you're the blue car?
I'm the blue car.
Okay, where's the school
Moped.
bus?
The school bus is here on the other side.
I'm sorry, the other side of what? 'Cause
The other side of West Thames Street.
okay, but isn't
coming towards
hold on
us.
one second. Take a look at West Thames Street as that yellow line is the
Oops.
yellow line dividing the road. So can you put cars on the actual road? Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Okay. So the bus is stopped and someone's getting in or out?
Yes, there are
And
children.
the sign is out?
Yes.
Okay. So the car in front of you stops?
Yes.
And then you stop?
Right.
Did you have to come to a sudden stop or no?
No.
And what happens?
I was sitting there for approximately 30 seconds or more.
Oh, you were at a
and
complete stop for
I was
30
at a
seconds or more? Okay.
Yes, I was. And suddenly I was hit full force from behind.
Okay. And did he knock you into the bike lane?
No, he did not.
You were always
He
just...
jolted my car forward,
Okay.
just slightly, from the impact. And I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw him and the bike go down.
So what's the first thing you do?
I put my truck in park and expecting to see the worst, and got out of my vehicle and went to the rear of my car to
Okay.
see if he was okay or...
Right.
And when I got to the rear of my vehicle, the motorcycle, his moped was on top of him, and he had hit me so hard that all of the plastic pieces of his moped blew off.
Okay.
He seemed okay. He was moaning and groaning, but he was trying to scramble out of underneath the moped.
Okay.
He got out.
Was there blood?
There was no blood that I could see.
You were surprised, right? You expected
I
to
was
see
extremely surprised.
Okay. So go ahead and go back. And then what happens?
And then the police came shortly after that and asked him for his driver's license and registration. He had an expired driver's license from 2015 from the state of New York. He did not have registration, and in the state of Connecticut, mopeds are not needed to be insured.
What happened?
Well, ma'am, that day that what happened, it was the front car stopped suddenly. Then she stopped suddenly. I'm going this way. I'm trying to go to the bike lane at least a little bit.
What? You're not allowed to go to the bike lane with a moped?
No, but I was scared not to hit her. That's why I
How
tried
about, I got a different idea. How about you don't go so fast that you can't stop when someone stops in front of you? Because that's your obligation, is that you have to be able to stop if the person in front of you stops suddenly. She says that's not true, that she was there 30 seconds. But even your way, if all of a sudden a car, it's not all of a sudden, the bus stops, a bus has a sign, a car comes, a car stops, another car stops. If you're traveling safely enough behind, you should be able to stop.
Yes, but I wasn't behind her like she says. I was a good 12 or 10 feet away from her. And she's saying that I hit her in the back, I hit her in the side.
So if the plaintiff had to stop quickly because the car in front of the plaintiff made a sudden stop, and the defendant says, I couldn't stop fast enough, is that a defense?
No, you got to be following a safe distance behind. Not enough time to stop. That's your fault for following too
You
close.
sound mighty confident. What do you say?
I agree with him.
That's all you're going to say?
I say the exact same thing. You got to leave yourself enough space. That's what it is, especially busy traffic.
Okay, fair enough. One more quickie.
Yeah, same.
This is like when Harry met Sally in the deli, going inside the courtroom.
Like in the back.
Sweetie, here is she, here is you.
All right.
You can't stop, so you hit her here. Okay, that's from behind. That means it's your fault.
Exactly.
You know it's your fault, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I thought you were arguing that it wasn't your fault. Okay. Now, do you have a license?
In the state of Connecticut, you don't need no license to ride a moped, so you don't need a registration
Was your
either.
license ever suspended?
I never had a license.
Have you ever driven a car?
No.
How long have you been driving the moped?
Like 2 or 3 months.
Who are the people that you brought with you?
My mom, my sister. My sister's gonna help me because she left and then the cop was talking to me, so sometimes I do not understand. I got
Come on
hit
up,
by-
sister.
You know?
Hi, Your Honor.
Hi. Why sometimes he doesn't
He
understand?
have learning disability.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was riding the moped. In the handbook, it says that he don't need a registration or a license to drive it.
What about insurance, though? What if you hit somebody, then what happens?
That's true, but
So before he bought it, we checked online to see if he needed any of those stuff before buying the bike.
Apparently, the answer to that is no.
And-
All right. Why is she under the impression you were at a medical marijuana dispensary before this happened?
No, I go to a methadone clinic.
A methadone clinic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess a learning disability is the least of it then, right?
And I forget things too since the accident. I could talk and then out of nowhere, I forget what I just said.
Since this accident?
Yeah.
This is the accident. I was getting mad migraines. That's what my mom said. Go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. The people in the hospital said that when I fell, I had like a concussion. That's how come, I blacked out. So I left it like that. I went home. And then out of nowhere, I blacked like a little bit flash. I fell down the stairs. Like, I don't know. It's just...
He's been having problems ever since the accident because he did hit the floor pretty hard.
I imagine.
And we did bring the papers from the hospital stating that he suffered a concussion, and the doctor said that it's going to be a while before he goes back to himself.
But you guys know the accident's his fault, right?
Mhm.
You get it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, what I want to understand are your damages, okay? What was it you injured?
I have a SI joint dysfunction now and a small...
What's that?
It has to do with your hip.
Okay.
The impact pushed me forward in my
Right.
seatbelt. I have a small labral tear.
A small tear where?
Labral tear, it's in the socket. It's what holds the fluid into your hip joint. So I'm receiving SI joint injections. I had one injection.
In the hip?
In the hip.
Okay.
I'm going for 2 more.
Okay.
And my health insurance deductible is $3,700, so I have to pay for the first 2 shots.
Okay. Now,
Out of
did you
pocket.
bring me proof of what you've had to pay? Is this a pre-existing condition?
No.
And so are these injections pain injections or?
Yes, they are pain injections, cortisone.
Cortisone.
With medication.
All right. And when you went to, did you go to the hospital after this accident?
Yes, I did.
Right away or a different day?
Right away.
Okay. When is right away?
The accident happened at 8:30. I was seen around 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's
Okay.
in the paperwork that
Can I see that paperwork?
And, excuse me, man.
Yeah, just a
All
second.
right.
Hard enough for these pieces of your moped to come off, right?
Yeah, they came off.
Yeah. Were you able to fix the moped?
No, man. I still got
So it's a
business.
total loss.
Yes.
And this is the damage to her car, which is in the back of her car.
On the side bumper?
No, it's on the side of the back. This is the back. This is where the
Yes,
tire goes. That's the back. Okay? You guys are lucky she's not suing you for pain and suffering and for the money that her insurance company put out to fix a car. All she's suing you for is literally what is out of her pocketbook. Literally. Verdict for the plaintiff, $5,000. That's my judgment.
So the plaintiff is awarded a $5,000 judgment. Mr. Lugo, you heard the, if you'll step over here, please, you heard the judge say she's, no, right here. There you go. It's the wrong way here, but that's okay. You're lucky she wasn't suing you for more, because she was only suing you from what came out of her pocket, not a lot of other expenses she had. Obviously, this is a sad situation.
Yeah, but I don't think they really looked at the evidence, because out of that, I was the one that got hurt more than anybody. If she would have been hurt with the hips, why? When she come out, she ran to my, hey, person that get hurt is not going to come out like that. It would have probably come out limping or something.
Well, she had evidence that she's been hurt.
Yeah.
Did you get hurt?
Yes.
I mean, are you really hurt
Yes.
too? Well,
I suffered a concussion, and I've been having strong migraines.
Yeah.
You know, but like the judge said, I can't go against the judge's word, you know?
No, you can't. The judge rules here. So I'm sorry you got hurt. Be careful next time you're riding if you get another moped, okay?
Yeah, no problem, man.
Okay,
Thank
all right.
you.
Thank you very much. You must sign some documents that way. Yeah. The door is that way. Ms. Lemieux, if you'll step out here. So how are you feeling now?
I'm still in pain, and I'm still having injections.
I mean, a lot of people, I'm just wondering, don't know how hard a moped can hit the back of a car, really?
Very hard.
Really?
It blew every part of his moped off.
Wow, he must have still been going pretty fast then when he hit you.
I imagine he was.
All right, well, look, take care of yourself. Thank you. Sorry you had these problems. Okay. Harvey?
Okay, Doug. So if you rear-end somebody, unless they backed up into you, I'm telling you, you're out of luck. I have a question for you. Who do people say you look like?
Russ, the rapper. Or Russell Wilson.
Oh, Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
I kind of see Russell Wilson, but I'm just looking at the hair. Did anybody ever say The Weeknd?
Yeah, I get that a lot too.
You see? I know my stuff.